Hello, here we are back again, day 695, day 19. I saw one of my Instagram friends post a link to someone else on Instagram doing a very simple, like a gratitude for COVID. It's Michelle Davies Creates. And she had done little watercolor dashes with words in to say that, COVID isn't just negative things. Stop and think about what's positive. And I really like the idea of that, because we do get caught up in it's another day and it's another set of dishes and it's another whatever load of washing in my case. So I'm going to try and do something revolving or involving gratitude and something with watercolor. I'm not an expert on watercolor, but what I want to do instead of just having dashes is I want to frame them. So I just want to see what sort of frame stamps I have, or frame stickers, or even maybe, what have I got here? Little labels. So it's either stamping something or using like just a repeat of basically, they're not glossy, sort of old school labels, I guess. And I can still watercolor them, but they are then incredibly regular. Okay, let me think while I do so. I'm going to go with this little, it's like stitched with a little bit of a lace. It's part of a set, one of the gorgeous sets. Mostly for me is size. I'm going to do a single page because I can't stamp on this other page. I do like the double pages more, but what I think I'll do today is I'm going to turn the page, and then I'm going to start stamping. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp and I'm going to emboss it with a thin clear so that it's just easier for me to do the watercolor because it doesn't run. The alternative is then that you just stamp over it. No, I think because I'm not so comfortable with the watercolors, let me rather do the embossing and just put the color in the frame. What I want to do, and I'm not sure why I want to do it, I'm going to use, you can use, craft squeegee is quite a fancy because it's softer, but like a credit card. I just want to scrape some acrylic over so that I'm going to do this Victorian velvet, very light pink, mostly because it is almost empty. The gesso I went, oh no, again me and the paint. I went over the gesso once with a heat gun, but it is still quite tacky. Do you see the effect? It's like you've painted some furniture, and it's many layers of furniture over the years, and stuff's coming off. Yeah, that's quite good actually. So that's with a squidgy, but you would get the same, if slightly harder effect on if you do it with a credit card or something like that. Okay, I'm just going over until I like how it looks. And I'm going both ways too. It's just I now have paint. My studio is on a loft, so I've come up a ladder. I don't have water nearby, so for me to be this messy is actually a big deal, because up and down the ladder, I like that. You'll see when it's dry. I know there's a lot of glare on the camera, but you can get the idea there. It's like a weathered wood. I feel that I want to put something, something in the middle that's round, maybe, just to anchor it. This one's quite close because it's got that same lacy edge, maybe just as something different that it can link. Okay, let's do that. Okay, then this can all go. I realize that I'm spoiled with all my options and all my things, and that sometimes gives me decision fatigue, especially at this point of the of the journaling. I don't think this was initially meant to be a 21-day project because that was our initial lockdown. I don't think I'll continue past the 21 days. I'll definitely make videos, daily videos, but of something else. I've liked this process, but it's been emotionally and mentally quite taxing, actually. I've dried that with a heat gun. I'm just turning my attention to what color I must do my frames. I can do it pinker, so pink on pink, but I think that's a big step, and I don't know what color I'm going to do my watercolors, so I'm going to go with this one, which is one of my favorite colors, because I think that'll tie in quite nicely. So let's just see. I'm just going to guess the middle. Yeah, it doesn't stamp great, but there we have it. And then the rest will be the little labels. The rest I'm going to do off screen because I need to hurry with the embossing powder. These ink stay wet for long though, so they're quite good. So that's what it looks like on the page, all the little frames ready to take. I think, hopefully, I don't know how it will react over the pink. Find out. I don't even have very good watercolors, but you can see what I mean with the embossing making a frame or resisting. So even, let me just dip that in, if you go over it, it pulls where you've embossed, so it makes a little frame. I'm going to go quite dark with the colors, not dark, intense with the colors, and then if I run out of colors I'll maybe just do some in the distress crayons. So I'm just layering colors, making some darker and some lighter, and then if I make a mistake I'm just quickly mopping it up. So far so good. That's done. It's just a mixture of colors. Really, this is basically school watercolors that I've used, and then I've just dabbed it back with a wipe where the color was too intense. Around the little center, I did this purely because I didn't have a red that I like that wasn't pink for the edge, and I'm going to put covert in there. Because that is actually the center of our universe at the moment, and I'm going to do some words around the edge now. I'm taking a metallic marker, it's like a pink, which will match this, and I'm just going around the edge with like a stitch, because I found it's not something that I've done on my pages, and Runel commented that she thinks had I put a frame around this butterfly page, for example, it would have been more cohesive. So I'm going to put a frame around this now. I'm going to just use little alpha stamps to stamp covert sort of here, because or covert 19, because what I want to create is that, yes, that is front and center, but there's actually a lot more that you can focus on. I find it almost impossible to line up these little loose alphas, and then just you need to have a very light hand on the ink, otherwise you always get the frame of the block